Good evening, fellow investors and traders. This is day 28 of trading on the record with your host Kyle Nero here. First things first, today in the markets, anything can happen. I don't need to know what's going to happen to make money. There's a random distribution between wins and losses for any given set of variables that defines an edge. An edge in the markets is nothing more than a higher probability of one thing happening over another. And every moment in the market today is unique. Today I'll be successful because I'll objectively identify my edges in the market. I'll predefine the risk of every trade. I'll fully accept that risk, or I'm willing to let go of that trade. I'll act on my edges without hesitation or reservation. I'll pay myself as the markets makes money available to me. I'll continuously monitor my susceptibility for making errors, and I understand the absolute necessity of these principles of continued success, and therefore I never violate them. Good evening, and welcome to another episode of On the Record here with Kyle Nero. Forgive me for that. I am glad that you're with me here on this Wednesday evening, and let's look at the account and where we are at with this on the record showing. So we opened this account over at the 24th of October, or so rather we started recording the trades on a live YouTube channel, which is this channel, and that opening balance was at 106,233. Our balance at yesterday, as the thumbnail will read differently, but that balance at yesterday was 108,122. And our equity was at 108,459. Our max drawdown never changes. That is and will always be at 95,609, meaning that if the account balance that was currently at 108,122 yesterday gets to 95,609, means we cut the account, we write it off as a loss, and that's 10% that we've lost. Our total net profit as at yesterday was 1,889, and our return was at 1.77%. So without further ado, let's head over to our trusty calendar at Forex Factory, because that determines whether we're going to be taking any trades in particular markets. So this is of course our trusty calendar over here at Forex Factory, the one that we follow every day, that gives us the most accurate news, events and results that we need to be able to process and transact on any trade. So the news events that happened, that was for Wednesday, was the ADP NFP, and that basically meant that we stayed out of USD pairs. And heading over to the 1st of December, we will see that there's only the Swissie CPI and some USD ISM manufacturing and USD core price index. None of those news events, even though it's a red flag as on our calendar over here, it doesn't mean we stay out of those currencies. We will trade them. It doesn't affect us. There is one though, that was the ADP NFP, that we usually stay out of the market for the Wednesday, Thursday and Friday in the beginning of the month, because the final NFP figures comes through on Friday, and that affects the USD pair. So all USD pairs, the Wednesday, Thursday and Friday in the week of NFP, we stay out of it, because there's just a proven record that things just fluctuate way too much and it can go against us. So we stay out in that regard. So let's head over to the markets then and see what is happening. So we are currently here at our balance at 108,146. Our equity has changed. That's at 109,316. And if we look into our history, we will see that we had a couple of trades here that I need to just talk about quickly. So the last one that we closed in profit that we spoke about yesterday was the Swissie JPY. That has hit our take profit, and that was a winner. The other two that was here though was a little bit chaotic last night, in terms of when my signal came through, there was some volatility experienced in the markets, and the signal was not good for us to go ahead and take it. So we did enter it, but we exited it also. I just waited that hour for spreads to come down, so that I could close that trade, because it wasn't valid according to our system to take. So I hope you understand it and can see it here on the screen, that we closed it in a very small profit, but nonetheless closed it just because it was going for us in our direction. If our system didn't say it was allowed to be taken, then we don't take it. Another trade that was closed, and you'll see here that whenever it comes up as red on the screen, or this is on our MT5 software that we use, or it comes up as green, it means whatever stop loss or take profit point, that's the stop loss, that's the take profit, whatever stop loss or take profit point you have set, it comes up automatically and it flags it as red or green. That's just to indicate to you that your set stop loss or take profit point was automatically accepted by the system. That's basically what it means. So the Swissy JPY unfortunately didn't go on to be the winner that we expected, but nonetheless we definitely benefited there from taking the first trade off the table. Now I hope you can understand that and appreciate that. We took something off the table, and that is what we do. We gotta take something off. If this didn't go for us, I could have walked away with nothing here, because let's just go in to see the pair. Just like it, this thing came back. This is now the Swissy JPY. We entered about here. If I had to let that thing keep going, look how price moved today. Totally against us. It would have taken, it of course took out the stop loss, but it would have just completely ruined us. So take something off of the table. That's very crucial. You can have whatever system you are running out there, but if that doesn't include solid psychology and solid money management of when and how you're going to take profit, and when and how you're going to enter trades, and when and how you're going to manage those trades, then it's all for nothing. I can guarantee you of that. So nonetheless, Swissy JPY that we've been speaking about for the last month already, is the last trade that was closed. I hope that doesn't continue on that trend. Let's get back to our trade section and have a look at what's happening here. So pound NZD we opened yesterday, of course, and before we enter any trades, new trades, we'll just definitely, as always, manage the existing ones. So the pound NZD was an opportunity that we had, so let's head over there, and this one moved quite nicely today. Very nice movement. That has not hit our take profit point yet. What we do not do, what we never ever do, is adjust what is happening here. So because this candle has already started moving, and because that has come so close to the take profit point, there is no ways, absolutely no ways, that I'm going to close this trade off manually because it is in profit. No, it does not work like that. That is against the system. It is against the rules. It's against what we do. So we let this thing ride, and we let the profit be taken automatically as we have set it to whatever point we have forecasted it for us to hit our profit. So I hope you can understand and appreciate that. So this one is going nicely. We hope it will go and hit the take profit point. If not, then that's part of our system. That's how things work. That's how things run. So it's good to see that one going along, and hopefully it can have some nice traction if it goes our way tomorrow, to be able to let me not even go down that route. We don't forecast. Whatever it gives us, happiness is, we'll take it. So that is where pound NZD is concerned. And then the only opportunity that existed for tonight was the AUD Swissy that we will look at now to see whether we can take it. So this trade, of course, last night, price was like way above where I needed to be in that position to take the trade. It was within that scope, but just in that last couple of minutes it came down, and didn't allow me to take the trade anymore, and that's why we needed to exit. And you don't know, you don't have the hindsight to see this thing happening here. You don't know. just because you see it on your screen now, it doesn't mean that it would have turned out that way had you actually taken this trade. Because had we taken that trade, we'd have definitely hit our take profit point, no doubt about it. But you don't know what's going to happen. That's why we follow a system in and out every single day. So nonetheless, this opportunity is now there for us to take. It's very close to NFP, but nonetheless, it's not yet NFP. It's happening on Friday only. So if this thing goes against us, too bad. If it goes for us, great. But trade our system, stay the F out of the way, and repeat. That's what we do. So we're going to be capturing this trade now. And yeah, you can see I finally figured out how to move this little thing that is on screen, because I was jumping all over the show yesterday. So let me just capture this guy quickly. 0.38 lot size. That is around 1% risk, because we actually don't need to take a 1% risk here anymore. We can actually double that up, because our Swissy JPY is closed already. That was the only reason why we set it at the 1%, because we were over leveraged in the Swiss franc. So let's capture our stop loss there at 1335, and our TP is at 890. Oops, what on earth happened there? 890. This definitely must not be on that. It must be on AUD Swissy. So AUD Swissy, is that everything good there? It looks like it. So yeah, we're gonna hit buy on the first one. Yeah, always making it. Let's cancel that one. TP. So Bob's your uncle. There we go. That should be around $1,000, just under there. That's okay. And then our TP of the other one is sitting a bit higher. You won't be able to see it now. Maybe if I do scroll a bit back, you'll be able to see where it is. Right over there. So that's it. That's our trade captured and on the way. Let's hope it goes in our favor. If it doesn't, part of the system, part of the process, doesn't really matter. So one thing that I did want to bring under your attention, and as much as it pains me to do this sometimes, I need to do it anyways, just to bring the point further across. Let me just close this extra thing that I've opened by mistake here. Is last night we would have spoken about USD CAD as an opportunity, and we said that we wouldn't take the trade because the ADP NFP was coming up, and the ADP, as I mentioned last night, is basically the forecasted or the preliminary result, not the forecast, the preliminary result of the United States unemployment rate. So if we head back to Forex Factory real quickly, let's have a quick squiz there at what that result was. So let's head back to the 30th. Today's result was there. Okay, so the actual forecast previous. Okay, so the actual was 127,000. Forecast was 196, and the previous was 239. Let's go a little bit deeper into detail and see if it can give us any more information that we need. Not really, eh? It's not really giving me what I want. Let's go into this little graph. Also not the greatest. Just look at that was a crazy month of flipping COVID, man. This thing will forever be on this chart as this crazy thing that happened, and the extreme turbulence that happened for that very short space of time. Anywho, glad, so happy that it is past us and beyond us. So yeah, there's no percentage there. I would have loved there to be a percentage to be able to explain it to you, but nonetheless, so this is the preliminary result, and this affects the market. It affects it on the Wednesday, the Thursday, and the Friday before the final NFP number comes through. And heading back to the markets, that is, why I say I don't like to mention it is because markets and news can work for you and it can work against you. So what I'm about to show you doesn't always happen. It doesn't always go this way. It can work for you sometimes, and just put your account in a really great positive, but it is not sustainable, and that's what you gotta realize. And what is not in your control, you need to limit down and cut your losses. Minimize it as far as what you can. What you don't have control over, just try and minimize it as much as possible. So we would have taken a trade here because our system said go, but it was prohibited because of the news events. And the news event would have said, even though our system said go, you cannot take this trade, Kyle Nero, because we've got a news event coming up that can work against you. And like I say, this thing could have gone either way. We don't know what the result would have been. We don't know how it could have affected the markets. But what we do know, and what I do know, based on my history, based on my experience, based on my testing, and based on going into the scrutiny, the detail of news events, and looking at the past and how it affects the markets, it's always been volatile when this things comes up. It's always been something that is out of control. It just flips the other way completely. And that's dangerous, and that's why we stay out. So that's exactly what happened yesterday. And I'd have taken a full loss on this account. I never take full losses, but this would have been almost a full loss for me. At 167 pips, let me just see quickly. It was at 120, so okay, not maybe completely, but very close to have taken a full loss, and we don't want that. It's an unnecessary loss. Now sometimes it can work in your favor, but if you can't prove it to be sustainable over a long period of time, then please don't even bother. Put your results on the record. That's all I say. If you don't have a consistent way of proving it, then you've got no voice right now until you do. So yeah, enough about my ranting. That's basically it. That is our trades captured for tonight. And hope you have yourself a lovely evening, and see you tomorrow. Cheerio.